So sooner than later, the Kansas City Chiefs will be trading for a very good player. I mean, we know that the Chiefs, they've been actively trying to find wide receivers that could, come in and contribute. But they haven't really traded for one yet, right? But obviously they're probably going over their options and stuff like that. Now, I don't really expect to see a trade urgently. Maybe we'll have to wait till before the trade deadline, or maybe Brett Veach cooks on a bye week. I mean, who knows? But I do know that the Kansas City Chiefs need a wide receiver. Now, the Chiefs, they did place Rashee Rice on injury report, so that's pretty good news, I guess, because he's not out for the whole year. But he did, I think he bruised up his knee. I don't think it's torn at all, but it's definitely something going on with his knee. Now, there's been a lot of wide receiver options that's been linked to the Kansas City Chiefs lately. One of the names has been obviously Davante Adams. I mean, we're only 5 weeks into the season. There are already a bunch of trade rumors about, Adams, which is good. That's good for the Chiefs that there's so much trade rumors surrounding these wide receivers. Davante Adams requested a trade, but a deal to the Chiefs. A lot of people said that seems unlikely. Then you got Cleveland Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper as an attractive option for the Chiefs, which is actually the most likely person to come on the Chiefs out of everybody. Then you have Tyreek Hill, who they was talking about could come to the Chiefs in a Chiefs reunion. So that's been something that's been out there as well. But one other name has been Darius Slayton. I mean, this is the most low-risk trade option possible for the Chiefs. Now, he's not a superstar, but this is one of the guys that Mahomes can make look like a superstar. So the New York Giants wide receiver has been around the league for 6 years now, and it seems as though he's always finding himself in the middle of trade rumors when the deadline nears. I mean, for some reason, the Giants have seemingly gone back and forth with whether or not to use him at times. And Slayton has accumulated at least 700 receiving yards in 4 of his 5 pro seasons. He's proven to be an ideal threat where Patrick Mahomes has not had much to work with in recent years as a deep threat. Now, obviously, Xavier Worthy is emerging as a deep threat himself, and he could definitely continue to blossom into quite the weapon for this offense. But if you have a veteran guy like Darius Slayton who could come in and give Mahomes another option down the field, that would obviously be a bonus, right? Travis Kelce, he's still going to see more action. He's still fully capable of contributing, obviously. I mean, we've even seen Noah Gray involved here and there, but this team still needs another wide receiver. Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice is out, and we're just an Xavier Worthy injury away from a very thin wide receiver room. In Slayton's most recent game last week against the Cowboys, he averaged 18.7 yards per reception, and he boasts a career average of 15 yards per reception on 230 catches, proving he should be in more conversations around the league. But obviously, he continues to fly under the radar, and that could lead to him being a fantastic value for Brett Veach as the team tries to navigate a post-Rashee Rice world for the time being. Now, if the Chiefs were able to land someone like Slayton for like a 6th-round pick, that's a no-brainer. Obviously, the organization should go and get it done, but that's not a superstar. That's not that superstar we're talking about. When I'm talking about superstars, we're talking about Amari Cooper, Davante Adams. These are the moves that the Chiefs, if they make, obviously it's going to change everything, right? I mean, we host the Saints on Monday Night Football, which is most likely going to be a very hard game. I mean, it's not going to be easy going against a team like the New Orleans Saints, they have a very good roster, if you ask me. The team is not a pushover. They have a very solid roster with good players. The New Orleans Saints, man, and they're not bad at all. And then now when it comes to this Rashee Rice injury, the Kansas City Chiefs, they have the New Orleans Saints coming into town for a primetime tilt on Monday Night Football, like I said. But the Chiefs, they're looking to stay undefeated right now, but it's going to be very, very hard because we're going to be without 3 key playmakers on offense. It's been close to a week now since Rashee Rice left the Week 4 contest against the Los Angeles Chargers with a knee injury, and there's been fear among the organization and the fan base that he'll be gone for an extended period of time. But obviously no official diagnosis has been revealed, so he didn't really tear his ACL. But there is fear of ACL damage, but I don't know if it's like a complete torn ACL. So Rashee Rice is expected to have his knee scoped next week when the swelling goes down. Now, there is a belief that there is a damage to the ACL and PCL, but I don't know if it's a complete ACL tear. We don't know yet. And yeah, after the scope, the doctors will then see the significance of the injury, and they will create a plan. Although fans and players are holding on to hope that Rice will be back, it doesn't appear that he will. Before going down, he was the clear wide receiver 1 for Kansas City. He led the team in targets with 29, receptions with 24, receiving yards 288, and receiving touchdowns 2. He led the team in literally everything. So now Rice joins Isaiah Pacheco and Marquise Brown on injured reserve, but the Chiefs still have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid as the leaders on offense. But they would need everyone to step up as well to offset these losses, but they have championship DNA. So if anyone could do it, it is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously. So the Rashee Rice injury really isn't good news for us Chiefs fans. I mean, seeing Rashee Rice hurt, that definitely wasn't the plan. And it's just something that's just not supposed to be happening, right? You're not supposed to see your star wide receiver injured, especially on the pace that he was on. It was looking like he was going to literally go for like thousands. I said thousands, sorry. 1,000 plus yards. We thought he was going to have a very good year, maybe 1,400 yards around that range. Man, Rashee Rice was emerging, and he just gets injured bad. And it's all like the way he got injured it honestly sucks because Patrick Mahomes threw an interception, which was a horrible pass. I don't know what Mahomes was thinking. He just dove into Rashee Rice's leg. So it kind of sucks how that happened, but man, I don't know. Now the team has to figure it out. Juju Smith-Schuster, Xavier Worthy. Who knows? Who knows who's going to step up? Who knows if they're going to make a trade? But like I said, them making a trade sounds very much likely to me. And it's just like the Chiefs have been getting hit with the injury bug pretty bad, man. It's kind of weird because we're not really the type of team to get hit with the injury bug like that. So the fact that it's happening to us this year when we're trying to three-peat, it's not good, man. And the Chiefs, once again, they're going to have to face adversity. They're going to have to get through it if they want to three-peat, and that's just that. Now, if the Kansas City Chiefs are not all in with the three-peat as much as we think, then maybe they won't end up making the trade for to replace Rashee Rice. But the Kansas City Chiefs general manager, Brett Veach, he's likely been working the phones in an attempt to see which receivers could be had around the NFL. And we know the available wide receivers right now is Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, and then there's been things that's hinting that Tyreek Hill could potentially be available for a trade soon. But the Chiefs are never keen on absorbing big contracts, so ideally they'll probably look for a reasonably priced veteran. And that's probably Amari Cooper. Like I said, he could be a very attractive option because his contract restructure has him playing on a minimum base salary. Cooper's 30 years old. He's entered the NFL as a first-round pick, 4th overall of the Oakland Raiders in 2015. Cooper, who stands at 6'1" and weighs 211 pounds, he's been a very productive and consistent receiver during his 10 years in the NFL. He has 7 1,000-yard seasons. He has 2 1,000-yard seasons with 3 different teams. That's the Raiders, Dallas Cowboys, and the Cleveland Browns, which speaks to his productivity in very different offensive environments. During his career, he's accumulated 683 receptions, 9,634 yards, and 62 touchdowns in 144 regular season games. So aside from his production, what makes Cooper, who's a 5-time Pro Bowler, an enticing trade piece for the Cleveland Browns is his contract. Now, Cleveland converted all but $1.2 million of Cooper's 2024 base salary into a sign-in bonus. So if Cooper were to be traded, his cap hit for another team would be only $941,000. Now, if he was traded at the trade deadline, which is November 5th, his cap hit for another team would only be $600,000. So now we talk about, does Amari Cooper make sense for the Kansas City Chiefs? Obviously, he does. He does. Cheap contract, last year deal, motivated. His skill set blends well with Worthy and Rice if Rice comes back. And even if Rice doesn't come back, his skill set still blends well with Worthy. So if the Chiefs are really serious about the 3P, they will make a move. You can't discount how seriously they're taking this 3P, obviously. So it definitely will make a lot of sense to get a guy like Amari Cooper, if you ask me. Cheap cap hit, very good player, expiring contract. Shouldn't have to give up much. I would love it, man. And I think that makes the perfect sense. Now, obviously, Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, as much as we want that just doesn't make the most sense. And that's just the truth. So I'm going with Amari Cooper that the Kansas City Chiefs will trade for. And that's going to be my prediction. So it's been your boy Chiefs Priority. If you like this video, I try to make it a little 2 minutes longer at least than I would normally do. So if you like this video, it's been your boy, and I'm out. Peace.